no, oh no, oh no.
Hey,
Wagwan, my man.
Paraguay, my youth.
I'm here, no doubt. Yeah. Got your boys in here too.
So all right, so listen, I'm stoked about this one. So I don't want to wait no longer. Let me get my draw on. So
I definitely.
all right. So how you doing? I'm Black Stan, blog writer for Culture District HQ. Send me morning show team member, Fly Team Consortium, whole bunch of other shit. But right now I am in a nice disclosed garden location in South Baltimore, talking to somebody who I've been waiting to talk to for a while now, a long time. You know what I'm saying? So my first question is always, I'm not gonna hold you questions. So I'm not gonna hold you. Tell everybody who you are and what do you do.
Oh man. Blessings, everybody. Blessings. My name is Ivory. I am one out of two, my younger brother, CEO of 1924 Music Group and co-owner of the brand Urban Wear clothing stores that are around LOG, Color Bianca, CB. You might see us in the city. That is us, the home of many national and local artists. That we do artist development, Home Tato, TSO Tato, Young Inky, Kiki Martin, TBT Moody, GGC Miles. The list goes on. I can go forever. But we blessed, man. Oh yeah, multi-platinum producer Ross Sampson. Yeah.
I'm gonna indulge into the roster more.
Yeah, no doubt.
As 1924 Music Group, and you mentioned your little brother. Like, so what is the title and the moniker of 1924? Where does that come from?
All right, so initially the label was named Low Key Music Group. We pretty much, and without even shadow of doubt, we pretty much started and branded artists in the beginning, such as like West Ave. They were a guy group that I put together, dealing with Life Jennings and a couple other artists, Chaz, Nedrick, and Darnell. Also Reese Ransom, who's also still a part of my team, was Therapy, was in that group. Just Us Ladies, which was London Savoy's, kind of the birth of her career. And she's also family. Deja and them from Maine Girls, they all started with me, training with me. Alex J, these are artists that I put on and discovered. And was blessed enough to be able to work with. They're very talented artists. And the list goes on, like I said. So Low Key Music Group was a label I had, and it was towards the end of my deal with Def Jam with my daughter's group, Replay, RIPLAY. They had got signed, did the whole thing, and what happened was we were starting a new venture in our career, and I wanted to rebrand myself. One of the reasons one of the things I know God always tells you, sometimes you got to leave the old behind, not to bring some of those bad vibes. And I'm not talking about the artist. Sometimes it's you. It might be me. I'm talking about sometimes the lesson and learning and growing. You make, hey, what's up, Miss Birkin? One of my engineers is in here. So when you are in a position where you are growing, you tend to make mistakes. And, it ain't nothing wrong with that. You got too many people that are too worried about having this perfect life, and that's not facts. People respect you more when they know that, yeah, I tripped, but I got up, and you can't hold me accountable for the fact of what I may have messed up, as long as I'm man enough to admit that I did do some things that I wish I could have done better. But now I'm older and I'm a lot wiser. So my partner and brother, Official, which is the head of DT Demon Time / Phantom Boys Music Group, he was like, yo, you got to rebrand. We on a major level now, Def Jam, da-da-da-da. What you gonna call the label? I said, I have no clue. Matter of fact, I don't even think I named my children. I suck at names. He said, yo, ain't this like the birthplace where everything happened? And I was like, that is crazy. Where you used to live at, you made a studio, 1924 Ramsey Street. So why don't you call it 1924 Music Group?
Shout out to South.
And I was like, wow, that's a blessing. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and rebrand it because that was the birthplace of everything that we initially, or should I say, we initially started. So why not call it 1924? You know, I got a big support, you know, my family. So this is the birthplace of everything. This is where I used to let artists stay who didn't have homes. This place has been everything. It's been a dorm. It's been,
I've been go at least once or twice before already.
yeah, been a studio.
Yeah.
Everything's been a pit stop. You needed to use the bathroom when you crossed the block. You know, this was it.
That sentimental value goes into. Well, I'm projecting here, but that goes into
My
the
mom's on here.
that goes into the passion and everything that y'all put into 1924 Music Group.
You know what? I had a vision. I was young, ambitious. I'm not young now, but I'm still young. No disrespect. Just not as young as I used to be. But what happened was my brother came aboard the moment that he realized my passion was something that I was really pushing forward, but I didn't have the support outside of my mom and them, who's always been a part of my career since I was a singer. She used to go on the road with me when I had my first record deal. When we were signed to Universal, she was on the road. It's my mom was on there. Her name is SPK. They did. She pretty much toured with us with Kelly Price and 112. So it ain't a joke. It's real. My mom is on here to validate. You know what I'm saying? But what
Tissue.
happened was my brother was like, you got a lot of partners. You trust her easy. I'm a big-hearted person. A lot of people used to take advantage of me coming in this industry because I always wanted to see every and anybody win. And the truth is, even God always tells you, not everybody can be a part of your journey because not everybody is fit
Right.
for your purpose that he has for you. Some people could be the destruction of why you never make it to where you got to go.
And about that, we've had talks, but
Yeah.
you know,
So my brother's like, listen, I'm gonna come on and support you in the areas that you need help in while you being who you are. He always believed that I was a creative genius. He said, be focusing your right and I'll help you with the business side. So it kind of worked hand in hand because I was always tripping up because I was doing so much by myself. And when you do that, you tend to miss things. You want to be in the studio creating, you want to handle business. Somebody's always going to be forgotten or something's going to be always forgot to get done. So being my family, my whole family's involved in the business, believe it or not. You might don't see mom, dad, and sisters and all that involved, but they all are involved. Everybody is involved. It's a family affair, for real. I can't hear you. I think you.
now there we go. Because when you're talking, I kind of put my mic on mute. That's what I like to do so I can hear you clearly. But segue into what you were saying, like you just spoken on a couple of times as far as your music career, Will. So you said you had the Def Jam deal, but or like
Well,
elaborate.
when I was singing, I was signing Universal in a group called 410. This is back in the Drew Hill beginning.
So you were a singer. You got a voice.
I was a group, didn't have a bald head. I had nice plush curly hair. I was very handsome. You know, this comes from children in stress.
Oh
This.
yeah, I got one, and I got one. Why you think I wear a skull cap in most of my
Yeah.
interviews now? So,
Listen, I was a good looking man back in the day.
I mean, like, pause, but you still
No,
look
no,
back, man. You
my mother
back,
raised
man.
good looking people, but
Yeah, you can
nah,
still look back.
I had a deal. So I come from being an artist, understanding what it is to be in an artist position. I think that's one of the benefits in kind of like leeways that I have over most people in the business because I don't just know the business of it that I had to also learn once I got into it. I know what it is to be an artist, to know what it is to take to be a successful artist, even though I never really sold a successful project, but I could actually show validation of being signed to Crazy World Universal and knowing what it's like to go on the road and do shows with and open up for famous people and experience those moments and also get a taste of the real crappy side, which made me want to get involved in the business so that way I can give better representation than what the industry perceives you have to be. I'm not a tyrant. I believe that God is using me to do something that most are not doing. I'm going to be a different kind of instrument for artists.
Right, and you're a vessel. You're definitely a vessel, and not just for artists, for media guys
For
and
anybody,
everybody, because
anybody that God
your
sees.
knowledge is key, no matter where it's coming from. But that messy side, that dark side that you were talking about, as far as being an artist, from the artists that you see here in Baltimore, not just the ones that signed to 1924, but what can you tell artists out here about the murky side of being an artist?
I mean, one, that it exists. So if you're coming into this business thinking that it's rainbows and popcorn, first and foremost, the reality check is it is a business, and there's no business that's perfect. Business is about making money. And when you're in the business of making money, you're going to deal with people that are about making money at all costs. And even when it comes to cutting you short or taking advantage of, because most people don't think about longevity. Some people are like, I want the money now just in case. So you have to be able to have good surroundings, good representation, a good foundation to be able to say, all deals are not good deals. Let me just be, some of y'all are too excited about record deals. Not all, and as a record label, not all deals are good deals. You have to understand where you are at in the industry and whether or not a label or a production company fits your need. If it doesn't, then I would suggest that anybody has the ability to do it on their own, to do it on their own. It doesn't shorthand me to give somebody else the blessing, because God's always going to make sure that at the end of the day that I'm taken care of. Whether you come through this channel or I promote you to be an entrepreneur just like me, I'll be a fool to tell you that I need to be the only one that's leading and da-da-da. I believe in that Dame Dash thing. I tell my whole crew, no, one man cannot be the boss, because if something happens to them, who's going to pick up the slack?
Right. They're not supposed to know who the boss is, really.
I'm
It's just,
raising bosses.
yeah. And the segue, and you're giving me excellent segues, because you talk about the team. So speak on the 1924 roster. Like let's talk about let's talk about some of the gang. What's going on with the guys over there at 1924?
It's great. Tomorrow, like, I got a big meeting because I got scheduled stuff that we're doing. So one of the things I love about the team and even the foundation of the work is shout out to Wally Bilal, who's my GM, Malcolm Allen, who's the VP, me and my brother CEO. We got other people, my mom, who's one of the shareholders, and my sisters and them also that are on the board that build this up. But I'm big on strategy. So like one of the things is we got like Lil Sosa, Lil LOR Sosa. He right now already had a strong foundation, and we just basically taking that to the next level of his career because, you know, he needed the outlet. So he got songs already with Blueface and Soulja Boy. He's verified, 320 something thousand followers. Now we're sitting with a couple people in office at the table because of that. We're blessed to be able to have that outlet for somebody who's far in his career like that.
Shout out
Tato, you know, another person about to be at the front of the table. Tato, you know, is one of the people that's very influential in the city, and really is about change. Like no cap, no, like what you think you know about him, you don't know, because the guy is a very honorable and humble guy. He really want to see niggas win, and he's surrounded by so much of what your perception is of him that you really don't know that he ain't really about stopping the next man. He just wanna be around some motivation. So I love the fact that he came aboard the team. He motivates me. Honestly.
That was a bombshell for me when I said, "Oh,
yeah,
shit."
listen, he represents the clothing, everything. Even though because he's on here now, I gotta shout him out. Even though he's not a sign, he is still family and still very attached to this company. Little Rillo. When I first met Little Rillo was in the beginning stages of building his brand. Little Rillo's out here being and he's an entrepreneur himself, so like doesn't have to be under me. Him and Chris, they doing their thing, and they always got support from 1924. Some things is just built on partnerships. Doesn't always have to be under. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kiki Martin, like already successful artist. She was the lead singer of the group ISIS. She's my sister and very supportive of the label outside of being signed to us. Their group went platinum now, which is now we're about to counterpart her single, her individual single deal. into a whole nother level. The music that we put out with Grammy nominated producers involved, including my pen and others, is about to be it's about to be a movie.
And that's the exciting. That's the not to cut you off, but that's the exciting part about it because before this interview, I didn't know that you were. I didn't know you were an artist. I didn't know. I just thought that you had the business mind. So I was like, this nigga smart. This nigga smart. But then you say, I used to sell. Like, damn, he's an artist.
Yeah.
Like, so this is why I love doing what I do.
Yeah,
because I get to find out about stuff that I never knew. Especially when I interview people that I've done my research, but I didn't get layer for layer. Like when you say, I'm like, whoa. Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's where I come from. You know, like my family, everybody in my family is from the music world, come from the music world. I am a cousin, and you know, everybody say cousins of somebody famous. No, but I am, you know, related to some very significant people in the industry through my mom and my father's side of the family, Smokey Robinson, Ira Tucker, and some of them are through marriage, but these are people that have been in the family for a long time. Smokey's actually a blood cousin, you know what I'm saying? And just his lineage alone, his journey is motivation for me to pick up as the new generation of who he was and do the same thing he did. The blueprint is right there. It's my family's blueprint. So this is the Motown of Baltimore. Like he was, he started off in a little house. I'm building it in here. Shout out to GGC Miles, Inky, Young Inky, TPT Moody, Camilla, an amazing singer that's on my team. Shout out, first of all, let me slow down. Shout out to my children. My daughter Kaya Alexis, who, listen, she's everything daddy's not. She's an amazing artist. If y'all not following Love Kaya Alexis, please go follow my daughter.
Yeah, I think I do follow.
Official Ari, which is Ariana. She's getting ready to go to college now. But I just come from great lineage. I mean, my family is everything of who I am, a reflection of the good man I am. I am nothing without them. Just real talk.
And yeah, well, meeting you very briefly, you know, in the past, but just meeting you and meeting the people that your energy has flowed through.
Right.
Can tell that, you know what I mean? That's why I say, like, I got to meet this guy person. I got to meet this guy person.
Because people don't know what I've been through in my city.
You care to indulge?
Listen, I am.
This moment.
So
I wasn't going to do it.
I
want to stray away from it.
I want you to. I have not, you know, because me and Tato was just talking about this outside. You know, he was like, man, I'm glad I got to meet you because so many people have had these false rumors about Ivory who don't know me from people that did know me. And it was a post that Biggs Burke put. He said, don't always listen to what you hear. It used to be a time those people loved me the same way you did. So everybody always wants somebody to blame when it don't go their way. Oh, don't watch out for him. I heard this, I heard that. The truth is, ain't nobody done what I've done. Ain't nobody out here giving a shirt off their back. Nobody allowing niggas to eat off their plate like I do. I literally take care of my team. There's a bunch of niggas talking from our city who think they're successful, who have done nothing for the city. I'm in this city for real. And
that's for another episode. Keep going.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Done nothing. But at the end of the day, I appreciate that people like him came and said, I got to know you, man. They get nothing like niggas try to tell me, oh, don't go over there and mess with him. He said, if I would have listened to them, I would have missed my blessing. I said, God does everything for a reason. But I've gone through that through the years, dealing with the watch out for him. I heard this about him. And let me say this, ain't no way in the world do I say my poop has been clean. Or should I say shit? I've never been a perfect person. I am an imperfect person. But give me a person that's perfect, and I'll tell you they're a liar.
I mean, what's the rumors about you? I mean, you get your artists paid for shows? That's the only rumor I've been
the rumors, which are facts. But the problem is, the rumors are growing into this industry. Decisions of allowing people to have too much say-so and too much power and too much leeway because I treat them like friends and family. I allow people to feel like they can downplay you because they felt like they was on your level. And I can honestly say 90% of them ain't never done nothing for me. Shout out to Chris Michaels, who's also on the team, my bro. Listen, it's only a certain handful I can tell you who's actually been in my corner, who done something literally that I can say they brought a plate to this house. You know what? They actually spoke good about me. But 90% of these niggas out here ain't brought me a dime. If you ain't brought me some toilet paper for the studio, we got a lot to say. But I'm buying weave, hairs, jewelry, all kinds of stuff, making everything look good. But when it don't go right, niggas always want to complain. Niggas
I've
want to
talked
spread the rumors.
to you of your former artists, so that's good. That's refreshing to hear from you because
Yeah. And I
not
don't hate nobody.
not by chance, it was just by chance that I ran across, and I'm like,
Yeah, and
what?
it's all right. But I still love them because I tell them to their face, no matter they can't say nothing. But what I did wrong then is I ain't teaching what I'm teaching a lot of these artists now. A lot of that would have been avoided had I done the artist development in the beginning of my career, teaching them exactly the things that they thought they were entitled to and that they didn't know. It probably wouldn't be half the drama that has been said about me, because at the end of the day, there's nothing they can say I've done to them. Nothing.
That word entitled, it does something to me.
It does. Because there's a lot of these niggas out here think that somebody own or nothing. Sell a record, please. Sell a record first before you start demanding. You're worth absolutely nothing.
There's a reason why I crossed over from A&R to media.
Word. Nigga, show me your worth. Put your money up with mine. Instead of telling me I gotta pay for everything. Or my brother, who pays for 90% of everything. Like, come on.
Shout out to Malcolm for dealing with stuff like that, because I know
That got me stressed out.
Right. Like I'm about to be part of the team, be a fourth one.
Nah, bro. We go wish that not. Shout out to J2, one of our producers on here too. Family, also been in the game, but he's been with us since Def Jam. So shout out to him as well.
That's the next question, because you have engineers, you have artists.
Yeah, Birkin just came aboard. Get familiar with Birkin, TSO Birkin. She about to really come for you females. Shout out to Lotto. Shout out to, man, the list goes on, man. But see, like I said, let me explain something to you how this business works. Everybody like, you got a whole lot of people. No, I don't. I got a lot of people that I'm positioning to grow. There's certain people that are ready now that I'm focused on. You can only do one thing at a time. People understand this. No matter how many people you got in your squad, if you don't get them to understand that everybody cannot fit through a hole at the same time, otherwise you'll get jammed and stuck. That's where you go through the problems. And those who got the problem with not understanding, things come in a timely fashion and a balance. Everybody on the Ravens cannot be the quarterback at a time. If you are in the position to be the star, it's either one Lamar, and then after there's Lamar, then you acknowledge the Hollywood Browns and all them. There's first string, second string, third. Understand where you at and earn your right in practice to grow.
Just know when your time was up. It's time to perform. Don't worry about your second. It's just your time's up. I mean, that moniker I had to change up early in life, because I always like, but shit, if I ain't the first one through the door, I ain't shit. No. You be second, third, or fourth. Just make sure that when it's time for you, sometimes it's even better, because now, you know what I mean, everybody else can lay the table, and here come your impact, and you just sweat the whole damn thing. So
I like not being first all the time. What God say, let the first be last and the last be first. Why? Because I can see all the mistakes that you niggas have done, so that way I don't do it.
It grew on me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That type of mindset grew on me.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing. Like, it's like, wow. And it's like, so the next step. So what's you got Tato, you got the rest of the roster. So what's the next thing lined up for 1924? Projects, music?
I'm about to do a big compilation. So besides the deals that I'm negotiating right now on the table, shout out to the home front, shout out to DTE, shout out to Official, my brother Johnny, Malcolm, Wally, Bra. I'm about to do a big compilation because I got singles of these artists getting ready to drop, and you about to start seeing stuff start falling on you like a ton of weight. Wow, video. Wow. Shout out to Fresh Money Media, my video guy. If you need a video, come out Fresh. He's the best.
I got touch bases with Fresh. But,
no doubt. But big compilation, 1924 compilation. And we about to, with my girl Bipton Bay, about to come and help me. About to put together, I mean, we're part of some other fashion shows, but I'm about to put on the biggest fashion show artist showcase extravaganza in New York, Rip the Runway. And me and my brother got a crazy concept. And probably by July, we about to bust him in the head. You about to get the full pizza.
As long as I get my media credentials for coverage.
Come on now. Come on. You about to be part of the squad, man. Come on now.
Ooh, don't tell them. Don't say too much.
Right, I can't let them tune. But they definitely going to want to be there because I'm going to have A-list celebrities then.
We in Baltimore. You know how people are, man. Like,
Yeah.
I still got to walk about these streets. Don't
Nah,
tell
let
them
them hate. And God said, I'll let your enemies be your footstool. I'm
and
walking
I
all
like
over these
the
niggas.
background that you got. I like the background that you got. I meant to say it in the beginning of the interview, but the world.
Studio B, Studio A is almost done. It's a bigger studio. I got a 2-studio room. You got an editing room for video stuff in the downstairs basement. The house has been in construction. We got everything pretty much moving forward. The concept is, you know, one of the things for my brother Marcus Canty, who's also part of the family, is everything when I write, I like to be in and out of body. You know, I always like to say the supernatural, whatever God placed in your head, whether you smoking or whatever your situation is, I want it to be a situation where you're not on the planet, because you have, in order to make great records, you have to be beyond the natural. You cannot think the norm, because the norm records are already being done. That's the reason why they're not making no ripples. You got to think outside of the box. And the only way to do that is to be out of mind, out of body. You have to be on such a spiritual level for your lyrics to resonate. I love Eric Billinger because he does things that people now copy because he set the tone for a sound. So when you come in these places, you gotta feel like you in space where there's no limitation to what you could do. Shout out to Bishop the GOAT, my #1 writer. He on here. The GOAT, written for everybody, works for everybody. Drummer Boy, Troy Taylor, the whole 9 yards. TPT Moody on here, another one of my artists. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the team, bro. Like I said, I'm nothing without my team.
And the team is strong.
And the team is very strong.
The team is very strong. Shout out my man Frank the Bank TV. Shout out to Philadelphia. My people's in Philly.
Shout out.
My second home. That's my second home, Ivory. So.
No, listen, I love Philly. I love Philly.
So they'll definitely chime in whenever I do my episodes and stuff like that. I mean, I'm a broadcaster. I'm a do my editing thing and broadcast it. But this is why I do it on IG Live, to give people a chance to show it live before I put it on YouTube and all that stuff.
Facts.
Before I let you go, because I got several questions, but I got to do a part 2 with you. So much I got to dig into, but I may have to get some more later. But as far as 1924, the artist, you, and all that, people on the outside, what do you want to say to people on the outside that are thinking about 1924?
Well,
be positive or negative? What do you want to say? What is 1924's mission statement?
Definitely get familiar, because we're about to make some serious ripples. We right now be one of the strongest labels on this coast. You know what I'm saying? If you think of QC, you definitely gonna think about 1924 soon. You know, DT, all of that. We're about to be one of the strongest. But more importantly, I'm just showing people that there's nothing too impossible. If you keep God first, if you believe it, the only thing that stops people from getting from point A to point Z is just the effort, the belief, the structure, the consistency more than anything. I always tell my artists never to get comfortable, because when you get comfortable, you get complacent. You got to stay uncomfortable in your situation till you arrive. And even when you arrive, you should still be uncomfortable, because when you get to level 1, it's a level 2. And when you get to level 2, there's a level 3. God said there's no limitation and no cap. The only cap or that you have is your spiritual lid that you put on your jar. There is no lid on my jar. I plan on jumping as high as the sky has its limitations, and as far as God allows me to go. And that means my artists, you will see everybody on my roster on another level, because if I eat, they eat, hands down.
Well, I've seen. I mean, everybody hasn't seen, but I've seen. I know what you're capable of. And
shout out to Jizzle.
Yeah, I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the team. I'm excited for endeavors that's gonna go on with the team. And shout out to the baby bro. I actually always thought he was the big bro.
You know what? He act like he's the big bro. Because he's real old and wise in the mindset, but he is the baby. I am be 43 next month. He is 40.
You're fresh. You're the fresh 40.
Fresh in the pop 40. I'm the old head. No, but he treat me like the baby bro. And you know what? The best thing about winning and being successful is when you can humble yourself. Age has nothing to do with it. Everything's about wisdom. And if somebody brings something to the table that you need to learn, humble yourself. Humble yourself. These artists, if I can't give you no advice, humble yourself. and have patience. If you official, which is another one of my brothers used to always say, don't rush the process, trust the process. If you trust the process, you will arrive. It just doesn't happen on your time. Just stay consistent.
Patience is a virtue that many have lost.
Bro, if you got a destination and you're walking somewhere, I don't care how long it takes to walk there, but if you keep walking, will you not arrive?
Oh, you're gonna arrive.
The moment you stop, it takes even longer to get there because you're not moving.
Yeah,
So remember that. Keep walking. Keep moving forward.
So for everybody out there, keep walking, keep moving forward. If you think your streams ain't streaming like they're supposed to be streaming,
go with figure out a different thing.
Yeah, I mean, like if that makes any sense. If your streams ain't streaming like they're supposed to be streaming, I say it again. See, I can say my shit twice.
Right.
Because I've said it before.
Right.
And then stream some more.
Facts. You know what I'm saying? Go to the next record. Because what happens is, bro, you know what's crazy? What happens is they give up on these records too damn fast. Do you understand? It takes 2 years to break a record. If you got another record out, what's owed to you is not owed to the people.
They got a new one. They got a new one the next month. Stay, listen to this one.
Listen, and once you pop, all your old material becomes fresh and new to the ears that have never heard it.
So and that's what we would call that's what we call in the industry archival category.
Birkin.
Archival.
I'm almost done. Yeah. Okay, shout out to Birkin in here. TSO Birkin, I'm gonna get in the camera. Get familiar with
Birkin. What's going on? How you doing,
TSO Birkin? Single rapper.
Bro, I might get you on later on down the line. I'm only on episode 5 with a big boss right here.
Get familiar. Follow him. I'm
gonna try to do 10, 12. I'm gonna try to do 10, 12 this season. It's on season 2. Okay. Several questions with Stan. So, but I mean, for sake of time and sake of downloading and stuff like that, production, I'm gonna wrap it up right here. So, this is your guy, Black Stan, blog writer for Culture District HQ, CME Morning Show team member, Fly Team Consortium, and all the other good shit. And I'm going to leave my man right here to finish it off. Tell him where they can find you at, who you are.
Boom. 1924 Ramsey Street. If you want to come where the magic at, but you got to call to get invited. But artist development classes every Thursday at 6:30 to 7:30. Hit me in my inbox. I'll send you the link. Special guests, everything, knowledge, get your information. But follow me at Ivory _The Noble. 1924 _music group. Hit both.
Give him Malcolm. Might as well give him Malcolm shit too.
Oh yeah, Malcolm _VP in 1924. Go follow our clothing line, the brand store. You can go to www.brandclothingstore.com or 1924.com. Either one. Come see us, buy merch, get geeky like my man Tato say. Yeah.
Boom. We ain't gotta tell no more now. Black Stan, Ivory the Noble. We out.
Oh no. Don't walk out the door. You worth more.